Hi, good morning, Joe. I hope you're doing well. Here's the video that I said I was going to shoot over to you, really for education. I'm not trying to sell you on anything through this video, but just really trying to educate you on the full compass of how you're going to rank these businesses online. And so what I've got right in front of us here is the Tony and Guy Albuquerque Academy website. And so I just wanted to use this as a tool for us to kind of dig in and kind of understand how this is ranking versus the competition. So the first of the three topics that I'm going to hit on today that are the most powerful and make the biggest impact on your digital marketing presence, we're going to start with the first one being content. And what I mean by content is this is just based on your website. And so what Google reads when they look at any website is they're really looking at the content. They're looking at the words that are placed on there. For the most part, on an average, most websites on average will have about 1,500 words on a homepage, which is kind of mind-blowing on a beauty school, cosmetology school, artistic industry. Most people don't want to read 1,500 words of content. So that's why we have pictures on there and images and videos that are inspiring to creative individuals. So we want to find that balance of getting the proper amount of keywords on there, but at the same time, keeping a website that is going to influence the right individuals that want to come to our schools and salons, right? A couple things when we get into content, as you can see right here, these words right here are going to be considered content. As we go down, this is all going to be considered content. And really, when there's that content in there, Google is looking for keywords that are going to separate your business from your competition, right? And so inside that content, we need to place all of the keywords and the importance of the keywords and how you're going to be found for that. So my recommendation is on that new site, we want to make sure that we've got plenty of keywords. Here's a couple other tricks for our industry, right? So let's just take Tammy's picture right here. That picture was placed on there, and I'd be willing to bet that that picture was placed on under her name. So it was placed as Tammy Hington's or Hingjin. I'm probably saying her last name wrong, and I apologize for that. But it's probably placed with her name on there, but that's not helping us in search engine terms. What we should do is name her picture a local keyword, and that way Google finds it. And so it's not placing a whole paragraph to get that keyword in there. We can place them on every single picture that you have placed onto your website. So that's a little trick that we have, an insider technique that we can do to make sure that Google sees all of those keywords. And I'm going to show you real quickly how powerful those keywords can be. So not to beat a dead horse on content, but ultimately that's where that content comes into play on your website, is it's content and keywords that are being found for your search area. I'll kind of leave that one alone, and we're going to jump over here into a program that I use called Ahrefs. And this program is just going to rate what keywords were being found. And as you can see right now, this is your organic keywords that you're being found for right here as of the Tony and Guy website. You're currently being found for 219 keywords. And that's awesome. When we click on those keywords, this will tell us how we're ranking on any of those given keywords. So here's a big one. Cosmetology School, Albuquerque, has 90, and the keyword difficulty is 4. You're currently ranked, your website is ranked in the first position. Beauty schools in Albuquerque, 200 searches a month. It's a 3 keyword difficulty. You're currently ranked number 4. So our goal would be to get you into that number 1 position for all of these top keywords. Here's another one. Cosmetology schools in Albuquerque, 204. And as you can see, the difference between this one and the top one is school and schools and in. And that makes a huge difference. And so I'll show you over here when we're looking at a search term. So what I did is I typed in cosmetology school in Albuquerque. And as you can see, here's the map pack. And this is going to be separate of your website. But you can see you're being ranked as the number 1 in the map pack, which is awesome. I'm going to make one small change here and put an S, cosmetology schools in Albuquerque. And this will show you how variant it can be with one letter. And so this is how keywords can be changed. One letter, all of a sudden you've disappeared on your map pack. And it's because you're being ranked for cosmetology school in Albuquerque, not cosmetology schools in Albuquerque. And so by putting that word, so you don't have that word, you're not ranking for that word. So we got to make sure that we name a picture, a couple pictures, that word, we put that word onto your website, and that's how you're going to get ranking on your website. The same goes for this map pack. And that's the second item I wanted to talk to you about is the map pack. So you have right below the map pack, you have all of the websites that are listed, right? And that's how we rank these websites to move them forward. But the other aspect is your map pack or Google My Business listing. And that's where you get this map that shows up, and they usually will show 3 businesses that have linked to that keyword, and that's how you rank in that area. So we want to make sure that in this area, the way you beat your competition in that, of course there's tricks to name keywords on your pictures in your Google My Business. That's one of the great tricks right there. Another one is your description. Currently your description is very short. I think it just says it's like a 1-sentence line with no keywords in there. You can have up to 750 characters in that description, and we want to plug as many keywords as we possibly can into that description, still making it sound very, very fluid. But at the same time, Google's going to pick up on those keywords. But the biggest impact that you can make on your Google My Business listing is citations. And what a citation is a citation is a directory. Like let's say Facebook is a directory. So it has your name, your address, your phone number, and that's listed with your name, address, phone number. And those 3 items point back to your website, and that is called a citation. The business that has more citations, more digital fingers pointing back at it, is going to win in the map pack. And so there's 2 aspects to that. We've got to make sure that we find out what your competition has, how many citations they have. And if let's say they have 50 and you have 40, well then we go and get you 100 citations to make sure that we're not just competing with them, but we're beating them. You will be in the number 1 position for all of those search terms in the map pack. The interesting thing about the map pack here is 60% of people that are searching for a business pick a business in the map pack, 60 or more percent. So that's huge. We want to make sure that you're ranking on every single keyword in that map pack. And so I did a little research before this video, and from the small amount of research I did, you have over 1,500 searches in the Albuquerque area for beauty schools, cosmetology schools, hair schools, esthetician schools, barbering schools. You've got over 1,500 searches a month. And so with those searches, we want to make sure that all those different searches on all those different keywords, that you're showing up number 1 in not only the map pack, but that you're also showing up on the first page down below, kind of like you are right here. So when you get your new website, your Paul Mitchell website, I'd highly recommend some SEO to move you forward as fast as possible. I'll give you a good example with ours. We're currently here in Colorado Springs. We just launched a brand new website on January 1st, and we're currently at the top of the 2nd page, which is pretty cool in like less than 3 weeks time, or I guess we are right at 3 weeks time. And so our plan by February is to be onto that first page and then just moving up into that number 1 position. So I'm going to show you kind of here. I've got a search right here on ours, cosmetology school in Colorado Springs. And so I'm just going to search that one just to kind of show you. There we are, number 1. You've got Salon Professional right below them and Paul Mitchell below that. So the other strong point is our reviews, and that's something that we can help with. We can do review management for you as well to get those review ratings up, because when people look at the reviews, they generally are looking at the public is rating that, and that's who's going to say who is doing better work. As you can see, Paul Mitchell has 378 reviews. We have 169. As soon as you get over that 100 mark, Google recognizes that. And so that's why I was recommending keeping your current Google My Business listing, and let's just make the changes. We'll just switch it right on over. You'll get to keep all of those reviews. And then we just need to focus on 5-star reviews to get you up into that 4-star range to where you're dominating your competition in that area. So that covers that second item, citations. It's your Google My Business listing. And then I'm going to go on to the third and final topic that really allows you to dominate your competition. And this is for your website, and it's called backlinks. And so I'm going to go back into your website. Again, this is a program I use called Ahrefs, and it helps me to see where everybody's currently ranking. So this is your Tony and Guy website currently, and you can see you have 62 referring domains, and out of those referring domains, you got 821 backlinks. It's doing great. Everything looks good. You got 222 organic traffic. That's measured monthly. So you have 222 people going to that website monthly, which is awesome. And the current value is $566 is what the value of your website is currently. You've got 219 keywords. You're down about 20. And with us not having access to the Tony Guy website, we don't have a lot of control over that. But we do have control over backlinking. And so we can increase backlinking, and we can put anchor phrases into those backlinks to get you found for more and more keywords. So that's the way that you can work with websites that you don't have access to go in and change content or things like that. So there are ways to move websites forward, and it really boils down to a backlink. Just to help you understand what a backlink is to a website, is it's basically other websites that have a link to your website. Again, the more websites that have links to your website are going to tell these search engines like Google that you are the dominant one in that industry, in that area. And so then they put you first. So I know for us over the years, man, I've thought, well, what makes this business sit in front of that one? What makes this business sit in front of that one? And over the years, I've thought, is it their advertising, so they're in front, or is it this, or is it that? And it really boils down to these three key ingredients. There's a lot of little added sprinkles that we can put in there, like adding names to pictures and things like that, working on the descriptions. Reviews are going to help in the map pack listing. But it really comes down to those three dominant forces is really what's going to make a business rank over the other one. And so, Joe, I just wanted to share this information with you, really to give you as much knowledge and education on this as possible. I'm sure watching this video, you're going to have questions. This is probably going to make your mind go, oh, I know when I watched a video like this at first, I was blown away, like, oh, this is how that works. So understanding how this works, and then once you know how that works, dominating your competition becomes a very simple process. SEO for a website and for a Google My Business listing, it can take a couple months, to really get an impact. But once you're there, it's a much easier job to maintain it and keep you in that #1 position. It really boils down to how much your competition is going to try to do digital marketing wise to try to get ahead of you. And that's where that value comes into play. Once one business gets in front of others, then that usually pushes them to try to do some of that as well. And that's where that importance or that value of ongoing digital marketing can be a value, especially in hair schools, because the ticket can be so high. I mean, we're like at $15,000 potential out of each student. And so we want to make sure that we are dominating that market and sending every potential student that we possibly can to your location, to where you get a waiting list for students, whether it's for hair, whether it's for aesthetics or barbering, that you're just continuing to move forward. So check out this video. I hope you enjoy it. And then let me know when you want to follow up. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you have any questions, we're here to support you and want to just see you succeed and excel in Albuquerque, man. I hope you're doing great. We love you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, Joe.